Good morning. This is Charlotte Charisai, Farsi interpreter.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We'll see if we can get the Farsi speaker up quick, along with,
Okay.
I believe we have one Spanish speaker, assuming that we have our translator ready to go.
Sure.
This is the county attorney. Sound check.
Yeah, we can hear you. You're good.
Thank you.
There.
That's all I need.
We also have tag numbers 13, the alternate number. Morning.
Good morning.
Copy that. We about ready to get it going on it?
Let's do it. Yeah, can we start with the Farsi speaker, Mr. Ahmadi? He's number 8.
We can do that, Your Honor. And if I may, Mr. Carlos
Yes.
has refused this morning.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
سلام علیکم. لطفاً نامتان بگوین.
اسمم سوراج است.
My name is Suraj.
Okay. And your last name, sir?
خلاصتان چیست؟
احمدی.
Ahmadi.
Okay, Mr.
Suraj Ahmadi.
Thank you. Sir, this is your initial appearance. You have been
میگه این اولین دفعه است که چی میشید؟
Yes.
And sir, you have been charged with 4 counts, 2 counts of assault,
میگه که شما 4 چیز چیزین. 2 تاش که کاری که کردین کسی را امروز جنگ کردین یا زدین
and 2 counts of disorderly conduct.
و 2 تا دیگهش که جنگ بوده و غالمغال کردین.
Okay, thank you. And all of which are alleged to be an act of domestic violence.
میگه که همه از این چیزی که هست اینا که جنگ فامیلی بوده.
And I want to pause just a second because we have a victim that is going to be joining us for this case. So I'm just going to let her come into the room.
میگه که یک دقیقه صبر کنین برای از که اون نفری که این مشکل برش رسیده اینا یا جنگی که کردین اون میایه درون که من اون گپ بزنم.
And Mr. Martin, are you present on the line, ma'am?
میگه خانم احمدی شما در لاین هستید. Does she need an interpreter to your honor? شما مترجم ضرورت دارید؟ بله. Yeah, she says she needs interpreter too.
Okay. All right. So thank you for joining us, ma'am.
تشکر از اینکه در تلفن هستین.
All that I've done so far is tell Mr. Ahmadi what his charges are.
میگم ما فقط طول کاری که کرده بینا برای آقای احمدی گفتیم که از چی خاطر در زندان است.
Those charges are 2 counts of assault and 2 counts of disorderly conduct.
میگه که چیزی که هست 2 تا عزیز که زدیتان یا جنگ همراهتان کرده و 2 تا دیگه شامی است که وضعیت خراب کرده، غالمغال کرده، جنگ کرده.
And ma'am, I'm going to come back to you in a minute and ask you what your position is on whether or not Mr. Ahmadi will be released, but I need to speak with him first.
میگه که ما اینا یک چند دقیقه صبر کنین که ما اول امروی آقای احمدی گپ بزنم ببینم که اگر ما آزادش کنیم یا چطور، ولی پیش از او ما باید همراه آقای احمدی گپ بزنم، بعد از او همراه شما گپ میزنم. تلفن گوش کنید. اوکی.
All right. Mr. Ahmadi, you have the right to remain silent.
میگه آقای احمدی شما حق دارین که در همه مراحل خاموش باشین، چیزی نگوین
Anything you say about this case can't be used against you.
و هر چیزی که راجع به این دوسیه شما چیزی بگوین او را محکمه میتونه که بر ضدت استفاده کنه.
Sir, I am willing to release you, but let me hear first from the victim before I do that.
میگه که من حاضر هستم که شما را آزاد کنم، ولی اول باید از اون نفری که به این 600 رسیده همراه سو گپ بزنم.
Now, Miss Ahmadi, the information that I have is that you are okay with Mr. Ahmadi being released. Is that correct, ma'am?
میگه که خانم احمدی من چیز معلوماتی که فعلا پیشم دارم ایست که شما گفتین مشکلی نداریم که آقای احمدی آزاد شود، درست است؟
دیگه باید ببینم که خود از او باز چی میگه.
I have to see what is he going to say.
So ma'am, what I'm deciding this morning is whether or not Mr. Ahmadi will be released. If I do release him, I'm going to include certain conditions that he must follow.
میگه که من همراه آقای احمدی گپ میزنم و آقای احمدی را اگر آزاد کنیم برش قانونایی است که او قانونا را همگی را باید مراعات کنه وقتی که آزاد میشه.
So it would be helpful for me to know if you have any conditions that you think ought to be imposed.
میگه که من این را از شما میخوایم ببینم که آیا شما کدام مقرراتی یا کدام چیزی دارین که بگوین پیش از این که ما آقای احمدی را از بندیخانه آزاد کنیم.
Specifically, this could include things like the fact that you think he should stay in custody, if that's what you think, that he should have no contact with you, if that's what you think, or that he should not return to your shared residence, if that's what you think.
میگه که این چیزایی که از اینا ایست که شما حق دارید بگوین که نمیتونه در خانه که جایی که زندگی میکنین پس بیایه، یا همراه شما به تماس شوه، یا ای که شما نمیخواین که آزاد شود در بندیخانه بانه. اینا چیزاییست که ما از شما میخوایم بشنوم.
So, ma'am, what is your position on this?
بگیم ما
میگه که شما نظریتون چی است؟
نظری من اینال ما یک چند تا سوال دارم که باید اولین چیز طفلایش هسته باید سپورت کنه. من خودم هستم که سپورتم کنه و در خانه باید آنست باشه و من وقتی که او دوست نداره که من بی جای من برم یا حرف مردم گوش کنم او هم نباید بکنه.
What it is I have some condition that I wanted to set. It's that when he comes home, he needs to support the children and myself, and he has to, if he has condition that I cannot go anywhere or be with anybody, that he should accept that condition and not go and have any contact with anybody else. These are some of the conditions that I have to set up for him.
Okay, so ma'am, really,
And بگیم
go ahead. I'm sorry.
بعد بگیم که بر من وقتی به کرایه خونه میرسه جنجال میکنه، وقتی که پول خود قایم میکنه و هر چیز به حساب میگه که پول از من کار میکنم. خب من اولادا را خانه نگاه میکنم. وقتی که من اولاد خانه نگاه میکنم او را من میمانم برای کار کنه، خیلی پول هر دوی ما میشه. ما باید خودی هم اتفاق داشته باشیم، اتحاد داشته باشیم، نه که بریم گپ مردم دیگر را گوش کنیم، زندگی خود خراب کنیم.
What it is just, I am a homemaker and I'm at home taking care of the kids and all that. And if he's going out and he's working and he's making the money, when he comes home, he should not say this money is mine. The money should be, it's joint with both of us, that it should be expenses for the family. He should not just take away everything from me, and be able to not listen to other people's. And we have to work with a harmony and be happy together as a couple.
Okay. I respect all that, ma'am. You're making sense to me. But what I need to know is, do you object to him being released from custody? Do you object to him returning home? And do you object to him having contact with you? Could you please answer those three questions?
میگه من این گپایی که شما همه گیر شما دارین، من اینا رو همه گیر گوش کردم، ولی من 3 سوالی که از شما دارم میست که آیا میخواین از بندی خانه آزاد شوه، آیا میخواین که پس خانه بیایه، یا آیا میخواین که همراه شما به تماس باشه یا نباشه.
بگیم
این 3 سوال.
یک ماه پیش این آدم مرا بلاک کرد. خب بگیم خودش منو بلاک کرده. بعد این ما پول دادیم یک نفر به قرض. مرا 21 ماه پیش مرا بلاک کرد، از خانه رفت بیرون، 21 روز نیامد به خونه. خب بعد از 21 روز آمد. بریم اینا رو بگوییم.
He did not come to the house for 21 days.
بعد بگیم که من از این خبر ندارم کجا میره کجا نمیره. میگه ما لایف ما است. این فکر میکنه که این سینگل است. خب این حال میرید است. این 3 دانه 2 تا طفل داره، یکی دیگه برای بگیم ماه 8م هست. از اولاد خود باید خبردار باشه که دکتر ببره. من به می حاملگی من 24 ساعت من به بینر گذاشتم که دخترم مریض بود. این مردم در پارک و در فروشگاه و در ای بر او بر میچرخونه و پیسی هم که داریم کرای خانی از اونا را میده، کرای خانی خودش را نمیده.
And also what it is that, the money that he has, he spends for other people, gives it for their rent and all that, but doesn't pay her own rent. And he should help me with the kids and all that. So I'm also, we have 2 kids and another one is on the way. I'm 8 months pregnant. And these are the things that I want him to be able to do it.
Okay. So what
he has to be helped me for the doctor. Sorry, he has to be help me for the kids for the doctor. And I was 24 hours in the Banner hospital. The doctor told me your daughter is like maybe appendix. But he ignored me, and he go, some family from Afghanistan is come, is like 4 months right now. He just take care of them. And the guy is working. They was at my home, and the guy is tell him to don't listen to your wife. Don't listen. You are a man. Do like a man from Afghanistan. Be like a Taliban, like that. And he listened to them, and he said, "This is America. Wherever I can do it." And if he is gonna be right, be honest, his work is finished at 9 o'clock. He has to be at home at 9:30 to take care of his child. His child is watching the door. When my dad is gonna come? When is my dad is gonna come? And me too. Why I married? Before I was a single, I have a good life. I know marriage is different life. Single is different life. This marriage has a more responsibility.
Okay.
The single,
ma'am, thank you.
Whatever they can do.
Thank you.
Honest,
Hang on. A couple things. So hold on. Stop. Please stop. First of all, the interpreter needs to interpret what you're saying. So it's important that you stop so that she can do that. And then second, I appreciate you telling me that. So Madam Interpreter, I don't know how much of that you caught, but if you could please translate it, and then I'm going to move on and make a decision as to whether or not he's staying in or out of custody.
Okay. خانم گفتن که من میخوایم که شما مثل وضعیت درست کنین و کدام کسی از فامیلتان که یک 4 ماه میشه از افغانستان آمده و شما به گپای از اونا گوش میکنید و اونا میگن که شما مثل رفتار طالبان کنین، مثل مردای افغانی و قسمی رفتار کنین و ما او رو نمیخوایم. و عموما ساعت 9:30 بجه که باید خانه بیایی، اولادتان منتظرتان است که شما بیایید و شما هنوز خانه نامدین. این ما وقتی که زندگی مجردی و زندگی که متعهل باشه آدم فرق میکنه. ما وقتی که مجرد بودم به کلی خوش بودم، ولی حالی که آرسی کردیم و چی دارم، باید آرسی زناشویی باشه و هر دوی ما باید خوش باشیم یک جای، نه ای که سر ما ظلم و ستم کنه.
So the information from pretrial is that Miss Ahmadi does not object to your release, your return home, and further contact. So for that reason, I am going to release you, sir, with certain conditions.
میگه که آقای احمدی، قسمی که ما همراه چی گپ زدیم، خانمتان گپ زدیم، اینا خانمتان کدام مشکلی نداره، شما را ما آزاد میکنیم و میتونید پس خانه برین، ولی باز چیزایی هست که باید اونا را شما انجام بدین و او کارا را غلط نکنین.
First of all, commit no further acts of domestic violence.
میگه اولین چیزی که باید بکنین اینا که دیگه به هیچ صورت جنگ فامیلی نداشته باشید، به هیچ صورت دعوای با هم دیگه نداشته باشید.
Consume no alcohol or illegal drugs and possess no firearms or weapons.
به هیچ صورت مواد مخدر یا مشروب اینا نمیتونین که بخورین یا استفاده کنین و نمیتونین که هیچ قسم اسلحه پیشتان باشه.
And you may return to the shared residence and you may have contact with Miss Ahmadi.
میگه شما میتونین پس در خانه که یک جای زندگی میکنین برین و میتونین همراه خانم احمدی به تماس باشین.
I am not a family court judge, but it sounds like you may want to think about providing additional support to Miss Ahmadi. So consider that as you are released from custody and you return home.
میگه که من وکیل فامیلی نیستم، قاضی فامیلی نیستم، ولی از چیزایی که خانمتان میگه اینا این چیزایی است که باید شما گپاشون گوش کنین و برای فامیلتان کمک کنین و این موضوع است که باید این موضوع را بین هم حل کنین.
I'm not ordering with that anything with that regard in that regard, but just something to think about because she's taking on a lot and it sounds like you could be taking on more. So that's all I have, sir. You are excused. Oh,
میگه که من چیزی که هست اینا میگم از گپایی که میشنم که اونا مسئولیت خانمت بسیار زیادتر است و خودت اون مسئولیت نمیگیری و اون مسئولیت باید بگیری و من دیگه چیزی گفتنی ندارم. این موضوعی است که باید بین خودتان حل کنیم.
one last thing though.
میگه یک چیز آخری که براتون میگم.
Your next court date is in Marana on December 7th at 10 a.m.
میگه که تاریخ دیگه محکمه تان به مرینا هست که ساعت Did you say your honor 10 a.m.?
Yeah, 10 a.m. December 7th.
بعد 7 دسامبر ساعت 10 بجه صبح در کورت مرینا.
Okay, and so you must come back to that court date, sir, because if you don't, a warrant will issue for your arrest.
شما باید او روز در کورت حاضر شوید و اگر او روز شما در محکمه نیایین شما را دوباره دستگیر میکنن میبرن بندیخانه.
Do you understand the conditions I've imposed, sir?
میگه آیا این قراراتی را قراردادایی که من گذاشتم اینا را میگیره شما فهمیدید و اینا را قبول دارید که انجام بدید؟
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you, sir. Have a good day. You are excused.
همون آدرس محکمه رو میشه کورای اینو بدم برای من.
Could you please give me the name of the court and the address of the court when I'm supposed to be there on that day?
Yes, sir. We will give all of that to you. You will get paperwork that has all of this information, sir. Okay?
میگم یک وقت که آزاد شدین همگی این کاغذها را تمامی معلومات ها را اینا را همگی رو داره و او وقت رو براتون میتد.
Thanks, yeah.
All right. Have a good
Thank
day.
you.
Yes, thank you.
And Madam Victor, thank you for being here. Madam Interpreter, thank you for being here. Everyone is excused.
خانم احمدی شما خلاص شدین و ما فعلا ترجمه خلاص شد. خداحافظ. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, the Spanish interpreter is on the line.
Thank
Just
you.
an FYI.
Case as well, and that is Mr. Leon. That's number 108. If we could have that next, please.
Spanish interpreter next, Your Honor.
Yes, please.
I can excuse me, I can tap the phone.
Yes, you can hang up. Thank you.
Aquí.
Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Muy buenos días, señor. Su nombre, por favor. Nombre completo.
Francisco León Mendoza.
Francisco León Mendoza.
All right, Mr. Mendoza, this is your initial appearance. You have been charged with 1 count of assault.
Señor, hoy estamos celebrando la comparecencia inicial. Se le ha acusado de un cargo de agresión.
Sir, it's alleged to be an act of domestic violence.
Señor, se alega que es un acto de violencia intrafamiliar.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case can be used against you.
Tiene el derecho de guardar silencio. Cualquier cosa que usted diga sobre el caso se puede usar en su contra.
You have the right to an attorney. However, I'm not going to be appointing one because I'm inclined to release you today.
Señor, usted tiene derecho a un abogado, pero no voy a estar nombrándole a usted un abogado para representarlo porque me inclino de dejarle en libertad hoy.
I am going to release you on your own recognizance, sir.
Voy a dejarlo en libertad a usted bajo su propia palabra, señor.
I am going to order that you possess or consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs.
Voy a ordenar que usted no puede estar en posesión ni tampoco puede consumir bebidas alcohólicas ni tampoco drogas ilícitas.
Commit no further acts of domestic violence.
Tampoco puede cometer ningún acto de violencia intrafamiliar adicional.
And the victim, Miss Leon, indicated she is okay with you returning home and she is okay with you contacting her.
Y la víctima, la señora León, ha dicho que ella está bien, que usted regresa a la casa y que tampoco tiene ningún problema que usted se comunique con ella.
So I am okay with you returning home.
Así que con eso yo estoy dándole a usted permiso para regresar a la casa.
Your next court date, sir, is going to be a hearing in Tucson City Court.
Próxima audiencia será una audiencia que se celebrará en el tribunal de la ciudad de Tucson.
It's going to be an arraignment on January 6th, 2026.
Será la audiencia será una lectura de cargos y se celebrará el 6 de enero a del año 2026
at 1:30 in the afternoon in front of Judge Million.
a la 1:30 de la tarde ante la juez Million.
And sir, one thing I need to tell you is that you must come back to court, because if you do not come back to court for that hearing, a warrant will issue for your arrest.
Señor, una cosa que sí necesito que usted entienda muy bien, usted debe de regresar al tribunal para esa audiencia. De no ser así, se emitirá una orden de arresto.
Do you understand, sir?
Señor, ¿entiende eso?
Sí, señor.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Have a good day, sir.
Muy bien, muchas gracias. Que tenga buen día. Se puede retirar.
Thank you.
Your Honor, if the interpreter may be excused, please.
Thank you very
Hey,
much.
you are welcome. Have a good afternoon, or good morning, I should say. Have a good day. Good morning, ma'am. Please tell me your name.
Gloria Cam.
All right. You, ma'am, this is your initial appearance. Looks like you've been charged with 1 count of assault. And so, ma'am, you have the right to remain silent as it relates to that. Anything you say about that case or this case could be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint Anna Dennis to represent you on this matter, ma'am. And just a moment. I am going to set bond in the amount of $500. It looks like you are being held on a variety of other matters, both in and out of Justice Court and Superior Court. So that's a $500 cash secured bond, ma'am. Your next hearing is going to be in Justice Court. It's going to be tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And if you're still in custody, which I would imagine you probably will be, you will probably be seen on video for that. So in any event, that is your next court date, ma'am. I'm ordering that you have no contact with the alleged victims. The attorney, Miss Dennis, her information is going to be on the paperwork that you get. And I believe that that covers it, ma'am. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay. One final thing before we finish, just a reminder, I would imagine you've heard this before, but it's important that you come back to court, because if you do not come back to court, if you're out of custody, then a warrant will issue for your arrest. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Okay.
That's not what I can't bring happening. Yeah, no, you're really can do that.
Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Francisco Patricio Sauri.
Saudi, good morning. So this is your initial appearance. I am seeing you on a few different matters. The first matter we're going to talk about is out of Pima County Justice Court. It alleges that you failed to appear concerning charges involving an allegation of theft and criminal trespass. On that case, sir, I am going to order you held on a bond of $500, cash or secured. And I'm going to appoint Robin Ald to represent you, sir, on that matter. And so I'm going to order that in the event that you post that bond, you find yourself out of custody, you possess no firearms or weapons, you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, and you not go back to the incident location. So that takes care of that. And I must advise you, sir, as it relates to all of the things we're talking about today, you have the right to remain silent, sir. Anything you say about them could be used against you. I am going to be appointing attorneys on these cases, given some of the different things we're talking about. So that takes care of the Justice Court matter. Your next hearing, sir, is going to be tomorrow, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So, and I would imagine Mr. Ald will be there at that time. Now we're going to move on to the city court matters, I should say. The city court matters, sir, alleged failures to appear concerning charges of assault, disorderly conduct alleged to be acts of domestic violence, resisting arrest, and then additionally, looks like there may be a second resisting arrest. However, I could have that wrong. It may just be one. So what I'm going to do
When was this? Your Honor, sorry to bother you, but
no,
when was this?
No, you're fine. You're perfectly fine.
What's Justice Court? Is that felony?
Yeah, no. So everything you're seeing on today, sir, is misdemeanor in nature. So the first matter I spoke with you about and I set the $500 bond on, that's out of Justice Court. The matters that out of City Court are misdemeanors also. They are alleged to have happened on August 2nd, 2023. That relates to those 2 domestic violence charges, 1 count of assault, 1 count of disorderly conduct. It's alleged to have happened at the 600 block of West 42nd Street involving a Miss Saudi. And then as it relates to the resisting arrest matter, that is alleged to have happened on June 11th, 2024, around 2:42 in the morning at 3700 South 6th Avenue. So 2 different incidents in 2 different years. And so just a second. As it relates to the city cases, sir, just a moment. I'm going to impose a $2,500 cash bond, given some of the information that I have. It looks like you're also being held on some probation violation matters out of Superior Court. You probably know that already. If you, you're going to be seen on those in the near future, probably, well, in the near future, I can't tell you the exact day. So on the city court matters, again, that's going to be a $2,500 cash bond. And your next hearing, sir, is going to be in front of Judge Million, and that's going to be on November 26th, 1:30 in the afternoon. And sir, if you do find yourself out of custody, you post bond or otherwise get out, I'm going to order that you possess or consume no alcoholic beverages, you commit no further acts of domestic violence, you have no contact of any kind with the alleged victims on the city case, Miss Sowery, and that's Jaylene. I would imagine you may know that, but it's Jaylene Saudi. That you not return to the incident location and the victim's residence. I'm appointing the city public defender on that case, sir. So I believe that that covers it. I'm going to note the felony hold that you have. So that is to say that given that you're in on a probation violation matter, at least 1 out of Superior Court, even if you were to post the bond on this city court matter, you're probably going to remain held on that, on the felony cases. So you're probably not getting out of jail either way. But just, you know, if you're thinking about posting the bond, you may want to hold off on that. But you've got attorneys on these cases, so please have a chat with them. They can give you the best advice as to what the next steps ought to be, sir. One other thing that I need to tell you is that it relates to these matters is that, of course, if you do not come back to court, sir, then a warrant could issue for your arrest. If you're still in custody, you'll either be transported or seen on video on these matters. And I believe that that covers it. So, do you have any questions for me, sir?
Your Honor, I'm sorry. No,
Nothing to apologize for. There's a lot of stuff I may not be able to answer, but if you have a question that relates to scheduling or what you're being seen on this morning, sir, I might be able to assist with that. If not, you do have attorneys. You have attorneys on each of these matters, so you're going to be able to get some good answers and good advice in the near future, sir.
all right.
Have a good day. Okay, thank you. Good morning, ma'am. Could you please tell me your name?
It's Annie Laurie Hall.
All right, this is your initial appearance. You've been charged with 2 counts, 1 count of disorderly conduct, 1 count of preventing or interfering with the use of a telephone during an emergency. Both of these counts are alleged to be acts of domestic violence. You, ma'am, have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case could be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney. However, I'm not going to be appointing one because I'm inclined to release you on this case. So I'm going to impose certain conditions, ma'am. I need you to follow them because if you will not follow them, then I'm going to hold you today. And so the first and foremost is that you have no contact with the alleged victim. The alleged victim is alleged to be a 17-year-old minor with the initials GH. Additionally, you must commit no further acts of domestic violence, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, possess no firearms or weapons. Your next hearing is going to be a arraignment in Marana City Court. That's up on Civic Center Drive, Marana City Court, December 10th, 10 o'clock in the morning. Are you willing to follow these conditions, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In light of that, I am going to release you on your promise to appear. So please come back to that court date, December 10th, 10 o'clock in the morning, Marana City Court, because if you do not do that, a warrant will issue for your arrest. Okay. Thank you. You're excused.
Okay.
Mr. Allen? Sets.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Just tell me your name.
Douglas Allen.
Mr. Allen, this is your initial appearance, sir. I must advise you that you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about these matters could be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I am going to be appointing the city public defender to represent you. You're being seen on a variety of matters that appear to all be new charges, a variety of disorderly conduct charges. I believe there's a total of 6 of them. There's additionally a criminal damage charge, a threatening and intimidating charge as well. All of these charges that I mentioned are alleged to be acts of domestic violence, sir. They're all misdemeanors, but all alleged to be acts of domestic violence. I'm going to be holding you, sir, on a $2,000 cash or secured bond. And if you post that bond, find yourself out of custody, I am ordering certain additional conditions. Actually, I'm ordering them whether or not you're in or out of custody. So, sir, you must commit no further acts of domestic violence. You must have no contact of any kind with Heather Allen. That means no contact in or out of jail. If you're still in the jail, cannot call her. If you're out of the jail, cannot contact her. You must not go back to the victim's residence or the incident location. I'm appointing the city public defender for you, sir. Do you understand these conditions?
Yes, I have a question.
Sure.
My wife works and we have a medically fragile child. How can I be released instead of being held?
By posting the $22,000 cash secured bond, sir. That's how you would do that. 2,000 cash secured, yeah.
Because I'm the only one that can do his G2 while my wife's at work. And she works today and I have anger management classes today.
Give me just a moment. Yeah, sir. Yes, sir. I'm not going to release you. I'm going to stick with that $2,000 cash secured bond because what I see, sir, is that you appear to be pending in a felony domestic violence case involving the same victim. Again, you have the right to remain silent. I don't want to hear about any of the facts of what may or may not have happened in any of these cases, but I show that you are pending in a Superior Court cause number with an October 4th, 2024 incident date involving the same victim. So for those reasons, sir, I am going to hold you on that $2,000 cash secured bond. And yeah,
Okay, well,
that covers it. Okay. Have a good day, sir.
Yeah.
One final thing, you must come back to court, sir, if you do find yourself out of custody, if you post that bond, must come back to court because if you do not do that, sir, a warrant will issue for your arrest. Okay.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Mr. Silva?
Good morning, ma'am. Could you please tell me your name?
Good morning, Daphne DeSilva.
Howdy, Mr. Silva. I'm seeing you this morning on a new charge that alleges harassment by communication alleged to be an act of domestic violence. I am inclined to release you, ma'am, as long as you follow certain conditions. I'm going to tell you about them, and then I'm going to ask you if you're willing to follow them. So the condition, ma'am, would be that you commit no further acts of domestic violence. You possess or consume no alcoholic beverages while the case is pending. That you have no contact of any kind with the alleged victim, who is Angel Torres, and that you cannot go back to the victim's residence. Are you willing to follow these conditions, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
In light of that, I am willing to release you. Your next hearing is going to be in Tucson City Court. It's going to be on January 6th at 1:30 in the afternoon in front of Judge Million. It's going to be an arraignment. You're going to get paperwork that says all of this, ma'am. But really important to know that you must come back to court, because if you do not come back to court, a warrant will issue for your arrest, and you will probably find yourself back in custody. Okay?
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I've never like done this, so what happens at that court hearing?
So what'll happen at the arraignment, ma'am, is you'll be, a couple things will happen, is you will be formally advised of the charge or charges that you are facing. It's just one, it appears. So you'll get more information on that. If you want to retain an attorney between now and that next hearing, you can do that. You may want to wait and see if that's something that makes sense, but you could do it now. I really don't want to give you specific advice as far as that's concerned, because it wouldn't be appropriate. But you should not be forced into any decision at that arraignment. Okay, so you would have time to get what is called disclosure, which would be a copy of the police reports and other evidence that the state may have in an attempt to convict you of whatever is alleged. So you'd get that information at the arraignment. And then you'd also have an opportunity at that time to potentially consider a plea agreement, if that's something that you want to consider. And you could also retain an attorney at that later point in time. So you're not forced into anything dramatic at that arraignment. It's important that you come back to it, though, and that you get the information that they have at that time. And then you'll probably get another court date at the arraignment, where you can then make more decisions as to what you would like to do after that January 6th date. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you so
Okay,
much.
you got it. Have a good day.
Too.
I think on such place.
Same place.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please tell me your name.
Seth Johnston.
All right, Mr. Johnston, this, sir, is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on a few different matters. And so I'm seeing you on a variety of matters that relate to failures to appear. It looks like there's a total of, well, let's see, just a second. Looks like there's a total of 8 or so matters, most of which are involve allegations of possessing drug paraphernalia. Looks like there's 3 or 4 of those. Additional charges include criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, an allegation of theft, then an allegation of possessing drugs in a drug-free school zone. So on all of those matters, sir, you are, of course, presumed innocent. You have the right to remain silent as it relates to them. Anything you say about these cases could be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney, sir. I am going to appoint an attorney given the number of failures to appear and the number of cases you have going on. They're all out of Tucson City Court, so that helps get them all into one place. However, I am going to appoint the city public defender, sir, and I am going to impose a bond in the amount of $500 cash or secured. And so, sir, if you do post that bond, find yourself out of custody, ordering that you possess or consume no alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, that you not go back to the incident locations where these different incidents occurred. And for the record, it does appear that the incidents occurred in April of 2023, August of 2024, July of 2025. So basically a variety of dates that are spread across the past couple of years or so. So you're going to get paperwork that explains this in a little bit greater detail, sir, but I am ordering that $500 cash secured bond. Your next court date is going to be a video review, and that's going to be on Tuesday. That's Tuesday, November 25th at 1:45 in the afternoon. And if you do post bond, you find yourself out of custody, sir, I am also setting an out of custody hearing date. That's going to be on December 18th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So you're going to get paperwork that has all this information on it. So it's really important that whether you're in or out of custody, sir, that you come back to court, because if you do not come back to court, sir, then a warrant could issue for your arrest. This is also the time set for your arraignment on all of these matters, sir. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf. As I said earlier, you're presumed innocent of all of these allegations. You must appear at future hearings, because not only could a warrant issue if you do not appear at those hearings, sir, but any trial on any of these matters could go forward in your absence. And if you're convicted without being present at that trial, you could not be sentenced within 90 days. You could lose the right to appeal that conviction. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much. You are excused. Have a good day. No, good morning. Can you please tell me your name?
Desiree Michelle, you said Olson.
Okay. Right, just a moment. Right, see that. And Olson or Glothinger, is that correct?
Yeah, Glover.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So, ma'am, this is the time set for your initial appearance. You are being seen on charges that allege a variety of different charges and a variety of failure to appear allegations involving charges including theft threats or intimidation, criminal trespass, disorderly conduct, assault, multiple counts of disorderly conduct, theft, being in a park after closed, possession of drug paraphernalia, and other charges. You're going to get paperwork that kind of lays them out. So what I'm going to do, ma'am, is I'm going to hold you on a bond of $500 cash or secured. The reason why I'm doing that is given the number of failures to appear that you have. However, you're going to have a hearing in front of Judge Blue in the not too distant future to go over these matters and hopefully get some of them resolved if that's what you want to do. And so I'm going to appoint the city public defender to represent you, ma'am. If you do find yourself out of custody on these cases, I'm going to order that you possess or consume no alcoholic beverages. And I'm going to order that you not go back to the incident locations. And so that's a $500 cash secured bond. Your next hearing is going to be in front of Judge Blue. I'm also going to conduct an arraignment right now, ma'am. So what that means is that I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf for all of the matters that we're talking about this morning. You, ma'am, are presumed innocent. If you fail to appear at a future hearing on these cases, trial could go forward in your absence. And what that means is that if you're convicted at that trial and cannot be sentenced within 90 days, it's possible that you could lose your right to appeal that conviction. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. And if you do, ma'am, if you do happen to post that bond or find yourself out of custody in the near future, if you find yourself out of custody, you may want to check in at the transition center, which is just around the corner from.
I can get them now if they can, please. I don't want to stay here.
That's fine. No, that's fine. And ma'am, if you have the ability to post the bond, then you can absolutely do that. So I mean,
I can only get it if I go to my bank or if somebody gets it for me, please.
well, there may be talk with the folks at the jail. There may be a way that you can.
Have an ID, hun.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I mean, there may be a way to arrange that somehow, but just talk with the folks.
I don't want to get here. Can I work with the medical team? There's no food and there's no blanket. I don't want to.
I do, ma'am. I have set your next hearing in front of Judge Blue. It's for mental health court. So you'll be able to get connected that way. But anyway,
I don't want to wait till another day. Can I do that next?
Sorry, no. Sorry, I set the bond, and the reason why I did that is because you have a wide variety of matters that you're failed to appear on.
I might be pregnant. There's no food and drink, please.
Yeah, well, man, they can attend to your health at the jail. I mean, they have.
Right away, not keep telling me to just go in there, no food and no blanket.
Well,
I mean, even a shower.
Right, ma'am. I mean, I've made my decision. They have ways to help you if you need that help at the jail as far as health concerns, and they certainly.
It's the jail. I don't have no food and no blankets. So I'm just going to starve for hours and days.
That's not true, ma'am. You have the ability to consume food there at the jail.
I only have one kind of sandwich and no blanket.
Ma'am, my decision.
That blanket, please. They keep saying no and pushing me out of the way and not giving me help. Cereal or eggs? What? Okay, help. Please, not just chill and shower.
house, forget all, different color, and you can let house, building, one simple.
I know, but you lied, you said that he said here, I think, oh, here's the shit.
You'll get better food.
A different area?
There you go.
Okay.
Do it, do it. Right, just right. Oh.
And then it comes back to like, oh, it's a first.
I got you.
That makes sense.
It does. So we're gonna see what was next.
Yeah, I think we should be on the phone.
Okay.
It's Brad Lucas and wanted to go, and Carlos got continued. So I was. Otherwise, everybody else is got the same.
Except for the time.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
So. Sure, you guys.
Of course. Morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Joshua Robles.
Robles, it sounds like you were seen last night. However, I do need to conduct an arraignment for you on one matter that apparently may have fallen through the cracks. So I'm going to do that now. Sir, the case that I'm seeing you on involves an allegation of theft that is alleged to have happened on March 24th, 2025 from a Circle K at the 3300 block of South 6. You have the right to remain silent as it relates to that, sir. I'm going to set your next hearing. It's going to be it's going to be an out of custody pretrial. That's going to be on December 18th at 9 o'clock in the morning. And so, sir, the main thing I got to tell you this morning is that this is also the time for your arraignment on this city court charge that I just mentioned to you. I'm entering a plea of not guilty on your behalf. You're presumed innocent, sir. If you fail to appear at a future hearing on this case, the trial could go forward in your absence. And if you're convicted of that trial, cannot be sentenced within 90 days of that conviction. You could lose your right to appeal that conviction. You understand, sir?
Yes.
And yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am going to appoint the city public defender's office to represent you, sir. It looks like you may be being held on another matter. So I'm going to actually change your court date to a non-transport review, and that's the following day. So it's on December 19th at 9 o'clock in the morning. I am appointing the city public defender to represent you, sir, if I haven't already said that. And so it's important, sir, if you find yourself out of custody, it's important that you come back to court. Because if you don't come back to court, sir, a warrant could issue for your arrest, and you could find yourself back in custody. Do you understand that, sir?
Good.
Thank you very much. That covers it. Have a good day.
We're gonna say John.
Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
John Ashton Williamson, Your Honor.
All right, just a moment. So, Mr. Williamson, this is the time set for your initial appearance. You have the right to remain silent as it relates to the matters that we're going to talk about, sir. Anything you say about this case could be used against you. You also have the right to be represented by an attorney. As this case plays out, I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. It is going to be the Pima County Public Defender, sir. And so, in order to prepare for this morning's hearing, first of all, you also have Ms. Haggerty seated next to you. She's going to help you out for the purpose of this morning's hearing. And in order to prepare for today's hearing, sir, I have reviewed the information supplied by pretrial services, the information supplied by the interim complaint, and also the state's recommendation, which appears to be $5,000 plus release to pretrial services in the event that that bond is posted. Anything further, Mr. Poston?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Haggerty?
Judge, we're asking that Mr. Williamson is released to pretrial services. He has no felony priors. He's a lifelong resident of Tucson. If he were released, he'd go to his grandparents' house where he's currently living. He is attending online school, and Judge, he is 19 years old, so he's very young.
Okay. Thank you very much. Just a moment. Sir, the court does have concerns that you appear to be on probation for a misdemeanor driving under the influence allegation or conviction, I should say, out of Oro Valley City Court. And so for that reason, I am going to impose a $2,500 cash secured bond. It's also going to feature release to pretrial services in the event that you post that bond, sir. Some really important things that I'm going to tell you, though, is that if you find yourself out of custody, sir, I am ordering that you do not drive without a valid license. You do not consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so your next court date is going to be a preliminary hearing. That's going to be on December 1st at 1:30 in the afternoon. And that's going to be in justice court. But just the really important thing there is stay in contact with your attorney, because there's a chance that that hearing goes away. And so, just stay in contact with your attorney at the public defender, and they can give you more details as far as that's concerned, sir. So other thing I need to tell you is that if you do not return to court in the future, sir, a warrant could issue for your arrest. You could find yourself back in custody. Do you understand all that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you very much. You are excused. Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Running your heart.
All right, Mr. Earhart, I've seen you on a few different matters. The first matter alleges a failure to appear out of Pima County Superior Court. Reference charges of possession of narcotic drug, possession of a dangerous drug, possession of drug paraphernalia with an incident date September 7th, 2025. Also seen you on a warrant out of Grand County. That's Grand County Superior Court, alleging an allegation of aggravated assault on a correctional employee, criminal trespass in the third degree. I'm also seeing you on a new charge alleging shoplifting out of Tucson City Court, and then some failures to appear that are both out of Tucson City Court. So let me start with a felony matter. And first of all, as it relates to all of this stuff that I just mentioned, you have the right to remain silent, sir. Anything you say about any of these matters could be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney on these cases. I'm going to appoint
It's up to the judge.
No problem. It's going to be the public defender, sir, that I'm appointing to represent you on the Pima County Superior Court matter. And so you have Miss Haggerty. She's seated next to you, and she's going to help you out this morning, sir. In order to prepare for this morning's hearing as it relates to the felony, I reviewed the interim complaint, the information supplied by pretrial, and then the state's recommendation, which is the amount on the warrant, $2,500 plus release to pretrial in the event that that bond is posted. Anything further, Mr. Poston?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Hey, Miss Haggerty?
Judge, we're asking that Mr. Earhart is released to pretrial services if you're inclined to release him on all of his matters. Otherwise, Judge, we're asking for a low bond for time credit. Mr. Earhart isn't going to be able to post any bond. And Judge, to support that low bond, we're asked, he does have a nonviolent history.
So one other thing that I see, just a second. Looks like you may also be on probation out of Graham County as well, sir. So in jail, there's no hold as of this time, I'm assuming.
Correct, Judge.
Okay. So, sir, just given everything that you've got going on in different places, I am going to hold you on that $2,500 cash secured bond as it relates to the Superior Court matter here. And so I am going to impose that bond, sir. If you post that bond, find yourself out of custody, I'm ordering that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, you possess no firearms or weapons. Your next court date, sir, is going to be it's going to be an arraignment on December 1st, 1:30 in the afternoon in Pima County Superior Court. So that takes care of that one. Now we're going to move on to the Graham County matter. And on that, sir, there's a $10,000 cash bond that is being requested by Graham County. And that relates to newer charges that are alleged to have happened. When I say newer relative to the probation matter, they're alleged to have happened on July 17, 2025. And so on that, sir, I am going to order the requested bond from Graham County. That's the $10,000 cash bond. And so your next hearing, sir, is going to be a review hearing in custody, and that's going to be on December 19th at 9 o'clock in the morning. The reason why we set those hearings, sir, is just to make sure that Graham County has picked you up by then, if it makes sense for them to pick you up. When I say makes sense, it may make sense for you to stay here and resolve any of your local matters before you head back to Graham County. That's usually the way that it plays out. So in any event, we set that review hearing to make sure that things are moving along as they ought to be moving along. And then, you'll be off to Graham County when the time is right. Just a moment. Okay. And so that takes care of that one, sir. And then just a second, we also have a Marana City Court matter that I am not sure that I mentioned yet. Oh, okay, that's where the new case comes from. So the new matter that you got arrested on, sir, is out of Marana City Court. And that is alleged to have happened last night about 5:30, shoplifting at 3901 West Ina. And so on that, sir, I am going to hold you on a $250 bond. And you're going to be seen today. It's going to be a cash or secured bond. And then the attorney that I'm appointing on that matter, sir. Okay, that's right. I'm going to appoint Janet Altschuler to represent you on that matter, sir. And so her information will be on the paperwork that you get. But your hearing on the Miranda case will be later today in about 2 hours. So that will take care of that, sir. I'm additionally going to order that if you find yourself out of custody, do not go back to that incident location. And that covers it for the Miranda matter. And then last but not least, we have the city court matters alleging failure to appear concerning at least one possession of drug paraphernalia charge. Should I? I'm going to do. All right. So as it relates to the city court matter, sir, it's 2 counts of possession of drug paraphernalia, 1 count of criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, failures to appear on all of them. And so, sir, what I'm going to do on that one is I'm going to appoint the city public defender to represent you. I'm going to set that for a non-transport review, and that's going to be on December 19th at 9 o'clock in the morning. Right. Oh, yeah, I'll do that. That's 9 o'clock in the morning. So on that case, sir, I'm going to hold you on a $200 bond, cash or secured. I'll go ahead and release you on this one, sir. You're being held on other matters, so. But you are probably going to remain in custody given the different things that you have going on, sir. So, okay. So, sir, this is also the time set for your arraignment on these city court matters. And so I say that because it's important that you know that you must come back to court on these cases. Because if you don't come back to court, sir, warrant will issue for your arrest, and it's possible that trial could go forward in your absence. If trial does go forward in your absence and you get convicted and you can't appeal that conviction within 90 days, you'd lose the ability to do that. Do you understand that, sir? You're muted at the jail, I think.
Do you understand? He needs to hear you say that you understand.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. You are excused.
This is for you.
Yeah, he's got Graham County felony, Graham County probation, local felony, Morena.
Bless you.
I don't get it. Why did it say if out of custody? Right away. So I see.
I'm sure it's true.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is helpful. But here you go. Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
That's the footage.
And Judge, may we waive reading, please?
Yes, absolutely. We will waive the reading on this. Give me just a moment. So I'm seeing you on a few different matters, Mr. Flores. I am going to waive reading as it relates to the charges. And so, sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about these matters can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. I am going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender to represent you, sir, as it relates to these cases. Ms. Haggerty is seated to your left. She's going to help you out for the purpose of this morning's hearings. So the first matter that I'm seeing you on alleges, well, I'm going to waive reading of that, but the first matter, well, the simple possession matter, let's call it that. I've reviewed the interim complaint, the information supplied by pretrial, and the state's request, which is $2,500 plus PTS if in the event that that bond is posted. Also requesting a consecutive bond. Mr. Poston, anything further?
No, Judge.
All right, Ms. Haggerty.
Judge, we're asking that Mr. Flores is released to pretrial services if you're inclined to release him on also the warrant matter for Maricopa County. Otherwise, Judge, we're asking for a low bond for time credit. Mr. Flores does have very long ties to Tucson or to Arizona.
Okay. Thank you very much. So I am going to order that Mr. Flores be held on a $1,000 cash secured bond. Sir, if you post that bond, you would be released to pretrial services. If you find yourself out of custody, I'm ordering that you possess no firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. The public defender is appointed, sir. Your next hearing is going to be a preliminary hearing, and that's on December 1st. And it's going to be at 1:30 in the afternoon. Please stay in contact with your attorney because they can keep you up to date as to what's going on with all of that. And that will take care of the first matter. And then the next matter, it's the warrant case out of Maricopa County. And so on that matter, Maricopa County is requesting a $2,500 bond. The court is going to impose that $2,500 bond that Maricopa County is requesting. And it's going to be a cash or secured bond. And so your next hearing on that case, sir, is going to be a review hearing. And that's going to be on December 19th at 9 o'clock in the morning. We set that hearing to see whether or not Maricopa County has picked you up by then. It may make sense. It may be the case that your local matters are still going on by then. So that's why we have the hearing, see where things are at, see if things can move in a different direction. So that takes care of that one. And then last but not least, we have the second matter out of second felony matter here locally. It alleges similar charges to the warrant matter. And so on that one, I see that the state is requesting a $5,000 bond plus release to pretrial. And Ms. Haggerty, your position as to that matter?
Judge, we're asking for a nominal bond, given that he is going to have those other bonds that he will not be able to post.
Okay. In light of that, I'm going to impose a $1,500 cash or secured bond as it relates to that other matter. I'm going to order that bond to be concurrent to the other matter. When I say the other matter, the other new interim complaint arrest out of Superior Court. I can't make a bond concurrent to something from another jurisdiction, and nor would I probably try. So just a moment. So I'm just including the case number that it's concurrent to. And so, sir, if you find yourself out of custody on that case, I'm again ordering no firearms or weapons, no alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to order that you must comply with registration requirements within 72 hours of your release. I am noting the Maricopa hold. Your next hearing on this matter, sir, is again going to be a preliminary hearing. It's going to be on December 1st, 1:30 in the afternoon. Again, please stay in contact with your attorney about that. Sir, it's important to note that if you don't come back to court on any of these cases, then a warrant could issue for arrest. You could find yourself back in custody. And then we have one last matter before we're done, and that is a new misdemeanor matter out of what appear. Well, hold on just a second. One additional matter I'm seeing you on, sir. It's out of Sierra Vista Justice Court, and that alleges a charge of assault. And so on that, sir, I am going to actually release you on the Sierra Vista Justice Court matter. Your next hearing, sir, is going to be a case management conference, December 22nd, 9 o'clock in the morning. You're going to get paperwork that explains this, has the address for the courthouse down there. It's important, sir, that you show up to that court date, much the same as the others, because if you don't, a warrant will issue for your arrest. All right, I believe that that takes care of everything, sir. Thank you very much. You are excused. Oh, yeah, sorry, it's a little spicy.
Wilcox.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, sir.
Could you please tell me your name?
Ashlyn Morgan Wilcox.
All right, so I'm seeing you on a couple charges, ma'am. The first one alleges.
And Judge, may we waive reading, please?
Absolutely. I'll waive on this too. So, your attorney knows what the charges is. She'll tell you. And so, ma'am, you have the right to remain silent as it relates to any of these allegations. Ms. Haggerty is seated to your left. She's going to help you out for the purpose of today's hearing. I am appointing the public defender to represent you. And so, if I haven't said so, you have the right to remain silent as it relates to anything that we're talking about today. And so, in order to prepare for this morning's hearing, I've reviewed the information in the interim complaint, the information supplied by pretrial services, and the state's recommendation, which is an $1,100 bond plus release to pretrial services if that bond is posted. Mr. Poston, anything further?
No, Judge.
Okay, Ms. Haggerty?
Judge, we're asking that Ms. Wilcox is released to pretrial services. She is employed. She's a lifelong resident of Tucson. She has confirmed housing where she lives with her father and her baby, and no criminal history.
Okay, thank you very much. Ms. Wilcox, given your absence of other criminal history, I am willing to release you to pretrial services. However, I need to impose two very important conditions, and I need you to follow them. The first is that you not drive without a valid license, and the second is that you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. Are you willing to follow those conditions?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. In light of that, I am going to release you. It's going to be to pretrial services, so please comply with any sort of check-ins, monitoring, treatment, anything that they ask you to do. Please take care of business on that. Your next hearing, ma'am, is going to be a preliminary hearing. It's going to be on December 10th, 1:30 in the afternoon. Please stay in contact with your attorney between now and that next court date because they can keep you in touch or keep you up to date on what's going on and so forth, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank
All
you.
right, yep, you're excused.
Alcohol.
Good morning, ma'am. Could you please settle?
Nicole Carbajal.
All right, Ms. Carbajal, this is your initial appearance. You've been arrested on charges that allege, first of all, the first one's a warrant. The only felony we're going to talk about is a warrant alleging theft of means of transportation that is alleged to have happened on June 11th, 2025. I'm also seeing you on 3 failure to appear cases, 1 out of Marana City Court, 2 out of Pima County Justice Court. Let me start with a felony. Well, first of all, as it relates to any of these matters, you have the right to remain silent, ma'am. Anything you say about any of these cases could be used against you. You also have the right to be represented by an attorney on the felony case. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you, ma'am. And Ms. Haggerty's seated to your left. She's going to help you out for the purpose of today's hearing. In order to prepare for the initial appearance, I reviewed the information supplied by pretrial services. Also reviewed the state's recommendation, which is a $7,500 bond, plus release the pretrial services if that is posted, which appears to be the same amount on the warrant. Mr. Poston, anything further?
No, Judge.
Ms. Haggerty?
Judge, we're asking that Ms. Carvajal is released to pretrial services if you're inclined to release her on the misdemeanors as well. Otherwise, we're asking for a nominal bond for time credit. She is employed. There are no new charges. She's a lifelong resident of Tucson. She currently lives with her boyfriend. However, her mother also offered housing, so she has confirmed housing. Her boyfriend can help her get to court, and she appears to have a nonviolent history.
Thank you very much. Ms. Carbajal, I am going to hold you on a $2,500 cash secured bond. For the record, you do appear to pose. The score is a 6 out of 6 on the failure to appear scale. So that plus the other FTAs I'm going to talk to you about in a moment prompt me to do what I'm doing. If you do post that bond, ma'am, I am going to order that you are supervised by pretrial services, possess no firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. Please have no contact with the alleged victim for that theft and means case. And so that takes care of that, other than to let you know that your next hearing, ma'am, is going to be a preliminary hearing, and that's going to be on December 1st, 1:30 in the afternoon. So please stay in contact with your attorney on that because they can keep you up to date on what's going on. Now we're going to talk about the matter out of Marana. And on that, ma'am, that is alleges a failure to appear on 1 count of drug possession of drug paraphernalia, ma'am. On that case, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. No, second. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. I'm going to set your next court date as a case management conference. It's going to be on December 10th at 10 o'clock in the morning. Let your felony attorney know. I'm sure that they'll look into this, but let them know that you have a couple other cases in different places because they can make sure that, that is kind of something that they keep in the back of their mind as they're going about things. So if you're still in custody as of December 10th, ma'am, that's the main reason why you need to let your attorney know about that so that that court date can be dealt with as necessary. So in any event, I'm releasing you on your own recognizance in that case. The next court date's December 10th, 10 o'clock in the morning. You're going to get paperwork that says all of this. And so that covers that. And then we have a couple failures to appear out of Pima County Justice Court. I'm going to release you on both of these matters as well, ma'am. I'm going to set arraignments for each of them. It's going to be at 8:30 in the morning on December 1st. And December 1st, 8:30 in the morning, Pima County Justice Court, you're going to get paperwork that says all of this as well. The first failure to appear that I'm talking to you about alleges shoplifting. I do not have the incident date handy on that, but actually, shoplifting that is alleged to have happened April 11th, 2025. And then a criminal trespass that is alleged to have happened on also April 11th, 2025. So please do not return back to the incident location on that. That takes care of that first failure to appear. And then the second one, I am going to again release you on the second failure to appear out of Justice Court. December 1st, 8:30 in the morning is your next court date for that arraignment. I'm noting the felony hold. Please do not go back to the incident location. And so I believe that that covers it. Just a moment. Okay, and it does. Just important to come back to court, ma'am. If you don't come back to any of these hearings, a warrant could issue for your arrest. And so thank you very much. You are excused.
So.
All right. Good morning, ma'am. Please tell me your name.
Angela Caruso.
All right, Mr. Caruso, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on charges that allege possession of a weapon and a drug offense, possession of a narcotic drug, possession of a dangerous drug, and possession of drug paraphernalia. These are all alleged to have happened yesterday. You, ma'am, are presumed innocent of these charges. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about this case could be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. I am appointing the Pima County Public Defender to represent you, ma'am. In order to prepare for this morning's hearing, I have reviewed the information in the interim complaint, the information supplied by pretrial services, and the state's recommendation, which appears to be a $5,000 bond, plus release to pretrial services if you post that bond. Anything further, Mr. Poston?
No, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Haggerty.
Judge, we're asking that Ms. Caruso is released to pretrial services. She was identified by pretrial services as level 1, which is the lowest supervision needs. And they also identified this as a nonviolent felony. She has no felony prior. She's lived in Tucson for the past 20 years. If she were released, she'd go home where she lives with her roommate.
Okay. That is what I'm going to do. Ms. Caruso, I am willing to release you to the supervision of pretrial services, but certain conditions that I need you to follow. First of all, I'm ordering that you possess no firearms or weapons. Secondly, I'm ordering that you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. You must submit to any monitoring or treatment as recommended by pretrial services. Are you willing to do all that?
Yes.
All right. In light of that, I am going to release you. Your next hearing is a preliminary hearing. That's on December 10th, 1:30 in the afternoon. Please stay in contact with your attorney at the public defender because they can keep you up to date as to what's going on with all that. All right. You are excused.
Well, this moment.
Castillo.
Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me?
Albert Castillo.
Theo, this is your initial appearance, sir. I'm seeing you on a few different matters. So I'm seeing you on new charges that allege possession of a narcotic drug for sale, possession of a weapon by a prohibited possessor, possession or use a weapon in a drug offense, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of a dangerous drug. It looks like you may also have, give me just a second. Also seeing you on a warrant alleging a failure to appear out of Pima County Justice Court for a DUI offense. And then looks like you also have some probation violation warrants. I'm not seeing you on the probation violation warrants, but I do note the probation hold. So that is to say that regardless of what I do this morning as far as a bond, you are going to remain in custody on this hold, sir, at least for the time being. So in order to prepare for this morning's hearing, I reviewed the information supplied by pretrial services, the information in the interim complaint, and the information supplied by the state, which is a request for $10,000 plus release to pretrial if that bond is posted. Mr. Poston, anything further? Was that a no?
That is a no, Judge. Sorry. For some reason, I'm a little laggy today.
Fine, no problem. Ms. Haggerty.
Judge, we're asking for $1,000 bond for time credit given the APO hold. And to support that, Judge, he is self-employed. He's a lifelong resident of Tucson. He has confirmed housing with his aunt, and it appears that he does not have a violent history.
Very much, Mr. Castillo. I am going to hold you on a $5,000 cash and secured bond as it relates to this matter. As has been mentioned, you do have that probation hold, so you probably won't be getting out of custody in the near future. However, that could certainly change. I'm going to order that you possess no firearms or weapons, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm appointing Janet Altschuler to represent you, sir. I'm sorry, that's going to be on the misdemeanor matter. So just a moment. Just a moment. On the felony matter, I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. Again, that's a $5,000 cash secured bond. And your next hearing, sir, is going to be a preliminary hearing. That's going to be on December 1st, 1:30 in the afternoon. And so please stay in contact with your attorney on that because they can keep you posted as to what's happening with the case and so forth. So that takes care of that. As it relates to the misdemeanor matter, again, it's alleging a failure to appear on a DUI case. It appears to be from back in 2014. On that, I am going to release you on your promise to appear. However, I am appointing Janet Alschuler to represent you on that case, sir. Your next hearing on that case is going to be, actually, hold on. I am actually going to order that you be held on a $1,000 cash secured bond on that case. I am being asked to hold you as on that matter. Presumably, given the age of the warrant, either way, you have the hold out of Superior Court. So there you go. So it's a $1,000 cash secured matter bond on that Justice Court matter. Your next hearing is a pretrial tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, sir. Ms. Altschuler represents you, and so that takes care of that. Thank you very much, sir. You are excused.
Hutchings.
All right, Mr. Hutchings, is that you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Please tell me your full name.
Jonathan Hutchings.
So, sir, this is your initial appearance. You have been arrested on charges that allege that you committed aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. You, sir, have the right to remain silent as it relates to these allegations. You are presumed innocent of them. And so you have the right to be represented by an attorney, sir. I am appointing the Pima County Public Defender to represent you. Ms. Haggerty is seated next to you for the purpose of this hearing. In order to prepare for this morning's hearing, I've reviewed the information from pretrial services, the information in the interim complaint, and the state's recommendation, which I am not seeing here. Mr. Poston, what was the state's recommendation on this one?
I'm sorry, the sound broke up. What is the last name?
What is Mr. Hutchings?
$15,000.
Okay. And so, Ms. Haggerty?
Judge, we're asking that Mr. Hutchings is released to pretrial services, or if you're not inclined for release, a substantially lower bond. He is fully employed. He's scheduled to work this week. He lives with his sister. He has confirmed housing in addition to living with his sister. And pretrial services identified him as a level 1, which is the lowest supervision needs.
All right.
And Judge, if I can get one moment.
Yeah, sure.
And Judge, he's also a single dad.
Okay. Mr. Hutchings, I am going to release you on pretrial services, excuse me. So you are going to be released to the supervision of pretrial services. As part of that release, sir, I'm ordering that you possess no firearms or weapons, you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm appointing the public defender to represent you, sir. Your next hearing is going to be a preliminary hearing on December 10th, 1:30 in the afternoon. Please stay in contact with your attorney because they will be able to keep you up to date as to what's going on. One other thing I need to tell you, sir, is that if you do not come back to court for a future hearing, a warrant could issue for your arrest. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. You are excused. Yep.
This.
Good morning, ma'am. Could you please tell me your name? All right, Ms. Lopez, this is your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on a new felony charge alleging organized retail theft. It's alleged to have happened yesterday. I'm also seeing you on what appear to be 7 failures to appear out of Tucson City Court. You, ma'am, have the right to remain silent as it relates to any of these matters that we're talking about. Anything you say about any of these cases could be used against you. You also have the right to be represented by an attorney. That attorney is going to be the public defender's office. I'm sorry, it's actually the legal defender's office. My apologies on that. And so we're going to talk first about the felony case. And for that, I reviewed the information, the interim complaint, the information supplied by pretrial, and the state's recommendation, which is $2,500, plus release to pretrial in the event that that bond is posted. Mr. Poston, anything further?
No, Judge.
All right, Ms. Haggerty.
Judge, we're asking that Ms. Lopez is released to pretrial if you're inclined to release from the misdemeanors as well. Otherwise, Judge, we're asking for a low bond. She's not going to be able to post any bond, so any bond is going to be akin to no bond. She's a lifelong resident of Tucson. She has confirmed housing with her mother, and I believe no felony history.
Okay, thank you very much. I am going to impose that $2,500 cash or secured bond based on the extensive failure to appear history. Ms. Lopez is a 6 out of 6 on the FTA scale. So it's a $2,500 cash secured bond. I'm setting your next hearing, ma'am, for a preliminary hearing. It's going to be at 1:30 in the afternoon on December 1st. So please stay in contact with your attorney at the legal defender's office so that you can stay up to date on that. Please do not return to the incident locations. The incident location, which is appears to be a Sephora. So don't go back there, please. And I believe that is going to cover it. If I didn't say so, you're going to be supervised by pretrial if you post that bond, ma'am, and find yourself out of custody. So that covers that. And then as it relates to the several misdemeanor matters, these are all failure to appear related, involving charges of multiple counts of criminal trespass, multiple counts of possession of drug paraphernalia, disorderly conduct, criminal damage, theft, or shoplifting. And so on these matters, ma'am, I am going to also hold you on a $1,000 bond. It's going to be a cash or secured bond. I'm appointing the city public defender to represent you. I'm ordering that you not return to the incident locations. And then your next hearing is going to be on November 25th. That's going to be a video review. At 1:45 in the afternoon. And so, ma'am, this is also the time set for your arraignment on these matters. So that is to say that if you do not appear at a future hearing on these matters, ma'am, it's possible that these cases could go forward in your absence. You could be tried and convicted in your absence. I'm going to enter, please, I'm not guilty on your behalf. But the important takeaway from this is that if you do not appear at future hearings, the trial could go forward in your absence. If you get convicted in your absence, then and could not be sentenced within 90 days, you could lose the right to appeal the convictions. Do you understand that, ma'am? Okay. I'm also noting the felony hold, and I believe that covers it. Thank you very much. You are excused.
Pima.
Just a moment, sir. I'll be right with you.
Sure.
Sir, could you please tell me your name?
Alejandro Medina Robles, sir.
Mr. Medina Robles, this is your initial appearance. I am seeing you on charges that allege possession of a narcotic drug for sale, possession of a narcotic drug, and possession of drug paraphernalia. You, sir, have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about these matters could be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney. I am appointing the Pima County Public Defender to represent you, sir. Ms. Haggerty is seated to your left. She's going to help you out for the purpose of today's hearing. And so in order to prepare for the hearing, I review the information supplied by pretrial services, the information in the interim complaint, and the state's recommendation, which is a $7,500 bond plus release to pretrial in the event that that bond is posted. Ms. Haggerty?
Judge, we're asking that Mr. Medina Robles is released to pretrial services or a substantially lower bond. He is fully employed. He's a lifelong resident of Tucson, and he has confirmed housing with his father.
Okay, just a moment.
And Judge, if I may just add, I do believe he recently successfully completed probation.
Mr. Medina Robles, I am willing to release you to pretrial services. However, I'm going to order certain conditions and I need you to follow them. The first is that you possess no firearms or weapons. The second is that you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. The attorney is the public defender's office. I believe I said that, but I'll say it again, I guess. Your next hearing, sir, is going to be a preliminary hearing. That's going to be on December 10th, 1:30 in the afternoon. And so please stay in contact with your attorney because they can keep you up to date as to what's going on with your case. If you do not come back to court, sir, for a future hearing, a warrant could issue for your arrest. You could find yourself back in custody. Do you understand all that?
Sir.
All right. Have a good day. You're excused.
So go back down to the pit. It's gonna take a couple hours and you'll be getting out.
What's-
Yeah, this is for you.
When I get out, what do I do?
But, oh, hold on.
Hurry.
Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Joseph Josiah Allen Murray.
All right. So, Mr. Murray, I'm seeing you on a few different matters. The first is a new felony arrest alleging shoplifting. It's alleged to have happened yesterday. I'm also seeing you on 4 FTA failure to appear matters, 3 of which are out of Tucson City Court for shoplifting, and the 4th is out of Marana for shoplifting. So let me talk about the felony first, and it's important for me to let you know, sir, you have the right to remain silent as it relates to any of the allegations that we're talking about. Anything you say about these cases could be used against you. You also have the right to be represented by an attorney during this case. I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender to represent you, sir. In order to prepare for this hearing, I reviewed the information supplied by pretrial services, the information in the interim complaint, and the state's recommendation, which is a $7,500 bond, plus release to pretrial services in the event that is posted. Ms. Hadley.
Mr. Murray is released to pretrial services. If you're not inclined to release him, we're asking for a low bond. He has confirmed housing with his mother. He lives with a friend. But in addition to his housing with his friend, his mother is offered her housing. He has ties to Tucson and he's very young.
Okay. Sir, I am going to hold you on a $5,500 cash secured bond. And so if you post that bond, sir, you are going to be supervised by pretrial services. So please submit to any monitoring or treatment. That they order you to participate in. I'm going to order that you not go back to the incident location, which appears to be at 6230 North Oracle, so probably like Ina and Oracle area. And so don't go back there, please. Additionally, actually that covers it as it relates to the felony, other than to let you know, sir, that your next court date is going to be, it's actually at TJ Maxx at Oracle and Orange Grove. Please do not go back to TJ Maxx. Your next court date is going to be a preliminary hearing, and that is going to be on December 1st at 1:30 in the afternoon. Please stay in contact with your attorney because they'll have better information as to what the next steps are after we're finished with this hearing this morning. And so that takes care of that. Next, we're going to move on to the failure to appear out of Marana, alleging a failure to appear for shoplifting charges. And so on that case, sir, I am going to hold you on a bond of $250. It's cash secured. Your next hearing is going to be a in custody review hearing. That's going to be in about an hour and 15 minutes from now. I'm going to order that you not go back to the incident location in that case. And so I'm going to appoint Janet Altschuler to represent you, sir, on that matter. I am noting the holds out of Superior Court and City Court. So you'll be seen on video on that case in about an hour and 15 minutes. And that takes care of that. And then finally, we have the 2 City Court matters. So, sir, as to those, I'm going to hold you on a $200 bond for both of them. So it's a grand total of $200 on the City Court cases. I'm going to set your next hearing for a video review. That's going to be on November 25th, 1:45 in the afternoon. And, sir, if you do get released, then do not go back to the incident locations. And I'm appointing the city public defender to represent you, sir. This is also the time set for your arraignment on these matters. So when I say these matters, I'm talking about the city court matters. You, sir, are presumed innocent as it relates to these charges, and I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf. And so it's important to know, sir, that if you do not appear for a future court date on these matters, then trial could go forward in your absence. And you could, if you're convicted in your absence, you could lose the ability to appeal that conviction if you do not reappear within 90 days of that conviction. Do you understand all of that, sir?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. You are excused. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Please tell me your name.
Roberto Pereira.
Great. This is your initial appearance, sir. I'm seeing you on charges that are alleged to have occurred yesterday: possession of a narcotic drugs, unlawful flight from a law enforcement vehicle, and then possession of drug paraphernalia. You, sir, have the right to remain silent as it relates to any of these allegations. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. I'm appointing the Pima County legal advocate, the legal advocate to represent you, sir. Ms. Haggerty is seated next to you for the purpose of this hearing. She's going to help you out today. In order to prepare for this hearing, I have reviewed the information supplied by pretrial, the information in the interim complaint, and the state's recommendation, which is a $5,000 bond plus release to pretrial in the event that that bond is posted. Anything further, Mr. Poston?
No, Judge.
Right, Ms. Haggerty.
Judge, we're asking Mr. Pereira's released to pretrial services or a low bond if you're not inclined. He's a lifelong resident of Tucson. He works as a janitor for a real estate company. And if you're released, he'd go to his parents' house. Additionally, Judge, pretrial services identify these charges as non-violent.
Okay, just a moment. Okay, so I am going to impose that $5,000 cash secured bond. It does appear, just for the record, that you may also be pending in a case out of U.S. District Court out of Sonoyta for potential alien transporting charges, with a jury trial set sometime early February. And so that $5,000 cash secured bond, sir, if you post that, find yourself out of custody, I'm ordering that you possess no firearms or weapons, you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, you submit to monitoring or treatment as recommended by pretrial services. Your next court date, sir, is going to be a preliminary hearing. That's going to be on December 1st, 1:30 in the afternoon. And so please stay in contact with your attorney because they will be able to keep you up to date as to what's going on with all of that. All right, so that takes care of it. And so you, sir, are excused. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Ransom?
Huh?
Ransom? He said.
Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
My name is Gregory Ransom, sir.
All right, Ransom. This is your initial appearance, sir. Just a moment. Sir, I'm seeing you on charges that allege possession of a narcotic drug, possession of a dangerous drug, and possession of drug paraphernalia, all of which are alleged to have happened yesterday on the 19th. You, sir, have the right to remain silent as it relates to these matters. Anything you say about these matters could be used against you. You have also have the right to be represented by an attorney. I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender to represent you. Ms. Haggerty is seated to your left. She's going to help you out for today's sake. In order to prepare for today, I review the information from pretrial, the information in the interim complaint, and the state's recommendation, which is a $5,000 bond plus release to pretrial if that bond is posted. Anything further, Mr. Poston?
No, Judge.
Ms. Haggerty?
Judge, we're asking that Mr. Ransom is released to pretrial and that he's scheduled for a steps hearing. He is employed. He works as a cook. He's scheduled to work this week. He has confirmed housing with his mother.
Thank you. Okay, so Mr. Ransom, I am willing to release you to pretrial services, but I have certain conditions I need you to follow, sir. The first is that you possess no firearms or weapons, you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, you submit to any monitoring or treatment as pretrial services recommends. And so I got a couple other things I need to talk with you about, sir. So first of all, your next hearing is going to be a preliminary hearing that's on December 10th, 1:30 in the afternoon. please stay in contact with your attorney, who is the public defender's office, to stay up to date on what's going on there. One of the things, sir, that I want to advise you of is that you appear to be eligible for a program called STEPS. And so what STEPS is it's a program for folks that may have a substance use disorder that provides them access to treatment, provides them certain support that they may be in need of. And if you work that program, sir, and you're eligible for it, and you successfully complete it, the charges go away, the case gets dismissed, and you don't have the conviction on your record. Is this something that you're interested in, sir?
Yes, it is.
Okay. In light of that, sir, I'm going to set a STEPS hearing, and it's going to be on Monday, December 1st, at 9 o'clock in the morning, sir. You're going to get paperwork that says all of this, but it's important to come back to court, Superior Court, for that hearing on Monday, December 1st, because you'll get more information on that STEPS program, and if you want to enter into it, then you'd have the ability to enter into it at that time, sir. So please stay in contact with your attorney, and please come back to court on December 1st, and I believe that that takes care of it. One other thing, sir, if you do not come back to court, a warrant could issue for your arrest, so please be advised of that. And you could also miss the opportunity to participate in STEPS, which would be a bad thing. So please come back on December 1st. All right, have a good day.
Judge, if we may waive the preliminary hearing date or extend the preliminary hearing date.
Yes, we will do that. Thank you very much for that. Just a moment.
So this is the address. So
Thank
it's
you for the
downtown.
reminder on that. So the new preliminary hearing date is going to be January 5th, 1:30 in the afternoon. So that takes care of that. Actually, it's going to be.
Just focus on this December 1st, okay?
Yeah.
Focus. Make sure you get there.
All right. I believe that covers it, Mr. Rand. I think that's all I have. Anything further, Miss Haggerty?
My job is today. Doesn't come off the.
No issue, nothing, Judge. Thank you.
All right. You guys have a good day.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you.
Yeah. You ready? Okay. Good morning, ma'am. Please tell me no.
Stephanie Thagala.
All right, Sagala, this is your initial appearance. Give me just a moment. Okay, I'm seeing on you on a few different matters. The first is a warrant out of Pima County Superior Court alleging that you failed to appear in relation to, alleging that you failed to appear for an initial appearance concerning the charge alleging aggravated driving under the influence with an incident date that occurred that is alleged to be July 31st, 2024. I'm also seeing you on 3 failure to appears, 1 out of Marana City Court, 1 out of South Tucson, or 1 out of Pima County Justice Court. So we're going to talk about the felony matter first. You, ma'am, have the right to remain silent as it relates to all of these matters. Anything you say about them could be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender to represent you. Ms. Haggerty is seated to your left. She's going to help you out today. In order to prepare for this hearing, I reviewed the information supplied by pretrial services and the state's recommendation, which appears to be $500 plus release to pretrial in the event that bond is posted. Anything further, Mr. Poston?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Haggerty.
Judge, we're asking that Ms. Segal is released to pretrial services. She's a lifelong resident of Tucson, and it looks like she was arrested on no new charges. It was warrants that she was arrested on. And Judge, if I may add, with the felony DUI, that this it looks like this was dismissed over a year ago, and then it was refiled. So she didn't. It's not that she was aware of a court date that she didn't go to. It's kind of the long refiling. So we're asking that she's released to pretrial services. She knows that she has an attorney. She knows she has to appear at court.
Okay, thank you. So, Ms. Tagala, I am willing to take a chance and release you, but I need you to hear me pretty loud and clear on a couple things. So I'm going to release you to pretrial services with the condition that you do not drive without a valid license, you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, and then you come back to court on all of these matters. You come back on your felony matter, and you come back on the 3 misdemeanor matters that we're about to talk about. Are you willing to do that?
Yes, I'm actually.
Just a yes or no. That's all I need for right now. Because if you try and talk your way out of it, I can talk my way into a bond. Okay. So,
No.
all right. So you're going to be released to pretrial services, ma'am. And so your next court date is going to be an arraignment, and that's going to be on Monday, December 1st, 1:30 in the afternoon. And so again, please don't drive without a valid license, no alcohol, illegal drugs. And so public defender is representing you on that one. And so that takes care of that. And then on the other matters, given that these warrants are a little bit older, I'm willing to take a chance and release you on your promise to appear on the South Tucson matter. So your next court date on that is going to be December 2nd. It's December 2nd at 10 o'clock in the morning in South Tucson City Court. You're going to get paperwork that says all of this. Again, please come back to court on that. And then next we have the Justice Court matter, which alleges a failure to appear from 2024 on a traffic matter. On that, I'm going to release you on your promise to appear. Your next court date is going to be an arraignment. That's going to be on December 1st at 8:30 in the morning. Again, you're going to get paperwork that says all of this. And then finally, the last matter is out of Marana Municipal Court, and that alleges a failure to appear for possession of drug paraphernalia. And that is on December 10th. Your next court date, is going to be on December 10th, 10 o'clock in the morning in Marana City Court. So really important that you come back to your court dates on these matters, because I can promise you, you will get new warrants on them, and you will probably find yourself back in custody. Do you understand all of this?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Thank
So
you.
you have 4 court dates that you have to get to, okay, all in
Okay.
December.
And that's it.
That's it.
Mr. Soto. Richard Soto, you're up. Caesar.
Good morning, sir. Could you please tell me your name?
Mr. Soto.
All right, Mr. Soto, this is your initial appearance. I've seen you on a couple different matters. I'm seeing you on new charges alleging organized retail theft, shoplifting, and theft, all alleged to be felonies that occurred yesterday. I'm also seeing you on 4 failure to appear matters, out of all of which are out of Pima County Justice Court. So as it relates to all these matters, sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say about these matters could be used against you. You also have the right to be represented by an attorney. I'm appointing the public defender's office to represent you. And Ms. Haggerty is seated to your left. She's going to help you out this morning. In order to prepare for this morning's hearing, I reviewed the interim complaint, reviewed the information supplied by pretrial and the state's recommendation, which is $2,500 plus release to pretrial if you post that. Mr. Poston, anything further?
No, Judge.
Right, Ms. Haggerty.
Judge, we're asking that Mr. Soto's released to pretrial services if you're inclined to release him on the misdemeanors. Otherwise, we're asking for a low bond. Mr. Soto isn't going to be able to post any bond, so any bond is going to be akin to no bond for him. He's a lifelong resident of Tucson. He appears to have no felony history, and if you're released, he'd go to his father's house.
Okay, thank you very much. I am going to impose that $2,500 cash secured bond, given the 6 out of 6 on the FTA scale and what appears to be a pattern of shoplifting or organized retail theft. And so, sir, if you do post that bond, you find yourself out of custody, I'm ordering that you not go back to the incident location. You possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. You possess no firearms or weapons. Submit to monitoring or treatment by pretrial if you do bond out, sir. Your next hearing is going to be a preliminary hearing. It's on December 1st, 1:30 in the afternoon. Please stay in contact with your attorney because they can keep you up to speed on what's all going on with that. And additionally, sir, if you do find yourself out of custody, really important that you come back to court, because if you do not come back to court, then a warrant could issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes.
Thank you. And then let me move on to the misdemeanors and we'll be done in a moment. So the misdemeanor matters again, all 4 of them are out of Pima County Justice Court. 3 out of 4 alleged failure to appear on shoplifting allegations. I am going to release you on all of these cases out of Justice Court. However, I am going to appoint an attorney and a dentist to represent you, sir. Just given the different moving parts, probably makes sense to have an attorney on those cases, so that's what I'm going to do. Sir, I'm going to order that you not go back to the incident location where any of these shopliftings happened, and your next court date is going to be on Okay, so your next court date, sir, on the Justice Court matters will be on December 1st, 8:30 in the morning. And if you're still in custody, sir, you will be seen on video at that time. And so, just a moment, we'll be done. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. Okay, so that takes care of it, sir. You're going to get paperwork that has all this information on it. Really important that you stay in contact with your attorney, and that if you are out of custody, that you come back to court, sir, because if you do not come back to court, a warrant will issue for your arrest, okay? Thank you very much, sir. You are excused. All right.
So.
Yeah. All right, everybody have a good day and a good rest of the week.
Bye, everybody.
I am going to release you. You'll have to appear in Justice Court, or actually Green Valley Justice Court. There's no court dates there. What's the Green Valley? It's not there. Oh, December 4th at 8:30 a.m. Make sure you appear. If you don't, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand? December 4th at 8:30 a.m. You'll get your paperwork. Thank you. Yes, sir, and you'll get your paperwork. Thank you. I don't know. I don't know. You can pull it up. All right, hold on a second. Hans Bosch. All right, Hans Bosch, you had a case out of Justice Court where you had 2 warrants for your arrest. One case was a domestic violence assault from December 20th, 2024, and then a criminal trespass in the 3rd degree from September 17th, 2024. For both of those cases, I'm going to release you and quash the warrants. Your next court date in Justice Court is going to be December 9th at 9 a.m. for both cases. Do you understand? And you also had a warrant for your arrest out of Marana City Court. It was for a charge of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to quash the warrant, release you. December 17th at 10 a.m. is your next court date in Marana City Court. You must appear. If not, another warrant's going to issue. And then I'm not sure what you're trying to do, Mr. Bosch. You have cases out of city court. I don't know if you're just trying to go around to all the courts and get in trouble. You got to stay out of trouble, sir. Do you understand? Looks like this case is from September 17, 2024, when you didn't show up. I am going to give you a chance to appear on your own. You'll have to appear in City Court December 22nd, 2025 at 9:30 a.m. Do not pick up any new charges. You're excused. Thank you. All right, Mr. Shea, looks like you have a warrant for your arrest out of Justice Court for shoplifting and criminal trespass. The case was from December 7th of 2024. I'm going to quash a warrant on those 2 cases, or that case. I'm going to release you. December 1st at 8:30 a.m. is your next court date in Justice Court. And then you had numerous cases out of City Court. How many files are there? There are 24 warrants. Well, 23. They're all FTAs? 24 FTAs. There are 24 failures to appear for you for charges involving criminal trespass, drug paraphernalia, shoplifting, being in a park after hours, numerous unlawful possession of prescription drugs, sitting on a sidewalk, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia connected to the prescriptions. You also picked new charges up for criminal trespass and drug paraphernalia. I'm going to quash all those warrants, enter pleas of not guilty, set your bond at $2,000, set your next court date in City Court, November 25th at 1:45 p.m. You must be present. If not, well, actually, you'll be in custody. Your attorney will be out to see you to talk to you about your cases. You are excused. Thank you. Is your middle name Ann? You are charged with 1 count of domestic violence assault. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Hold on a second. I am going to release you. Let's see, hold on a second. Don't commit any further acts of domestic violence. Your next court date is going to be in city court on January 6, 2026 at 1:30 p.m. Make sure you appear. If you do not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand? You're excused. Thank you. What's happening to the teens? What is your full name, please? You are charged with criminal trespass, shoplifting, 2 counts of shoplifting, a disorderly conduct charge, and refusing to provide your true name. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. Ms. Lozano, I'm going to give you a chance to appear on your own in city court. I'm going to release you. Don't go back to 1675 North Wilmot Road. Your next court date is going to be in city court on December 22nd at 9 a.m. You must be present. If not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You are excused. Thank you. Yeah, I'll get off the phone. All right, you can take the phone back. All right, can you hear me at the jail? Can you hear me at the jail? Say your name, sir. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. If you could unmute at the jail, thank you. What is your full name, sir? Can't hear him. Mhm. Say your name again. I can't hear him. Just pull the phone back up. Yeah, use the phone again. Can you hear me okay? If you could hear me, do a thumbs up. All right, I'm gonna have to call you all on the phone. I'm not sure what's happened to the audio. All right, McCarty, the note. Can you hear me okay at the jail? Okay, I guess. All right, I'll use the phone. All right, Mr. McCarty, you're charged with domestic violence interfering with a judicial order, domestic violence disorderly conduct. I'm gonna enter pleas of not guilty. And it looks like you have 1, 2, 3 other cases pending in city court. Your bond in this case set at $2,000. City Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. You cannot have any contact with the victim. Don't call that person, social media the person. If you were to get out of custody, do not go to that person's residence. November 26th at 1:30 p.m. is your next court date in city court, and your attorney will be in touch with you. You are excused. Thank you. What is your full name, sir? I'm sorry, say your full name again. What is your middle name? All right, you have picked up new charges of criminal trespass and another charge. I'm an inner plea of not guilty. You had, let's see, 1, 2, 3 cases in warrant status involving criminal trespass and other charges. I'm going to quash those warrants. And then you had 3 cases that you were on probation for, beginning October 16, 2025. You were on unsupervised probation for 36 months. The petition to revoke your probation was filed on November 12th. It states that you violated probation in 2 ways. 1, you failed to attend your court hearings, and 2, you failed to remain law abiding, meaning you picked up new criminal charges. I'm going to enter denial of those allegations, appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. Your next, and in the other cases, I'm also going to appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. Your next hearing date is set for November 24th, 2025 at 1:45 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you for all your cases. Thank you. Yep, the misdemeanors are done. What is your full name, please? What is your full name, please? You're charged with domestic violence, aggravated harassment, violating a court order of protection, and another charge of domestic violence, aggravated harassment, violating conditions of release. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty, let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor regarding his bond recommendation. You also have a federal detainer on you. Who's covering tonight? Mr. Terrace, go ahead. Mr. Terrace, if you could unmute. Mr. Terrace, can you unmute? You contact the prosecutor. Well, I can read into the record his recommendation. He's asking for a $30,000 bond. This case, he stated, involved multiple pending cases with the same victim. He alleges that there's 4 prior felony convictions. He also have a pending felony charge. He's facing mandatory prison time if convicted, has a history of failing to appear for court, scored an NCA score of 6 and an FTA score of 6. For those reasons, he was asking for the $30,000 bond in his written recommendation. Defense counsel? Mr. Gonzalez, your bond is set at $30,000. No contact with the victim involved in this case. No contact with Portia. Don't call her. Don't see her. Don't social media her. Don't text her. If you were to get out of custody, you cannot go to where she lives or works, possess no firearms or weapons, commit no further acts of domestic violence. The Legal Advocate Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set December 1st at 1:30 p.m. You are excused. Thank you. Your attorney will be in touch with you. Can you send an email to the prosecutor and find out why? He can't hear the judge. But that has nothing to do with whether he can give a bond recommendation. Yeah, don't mute, please. Sir, what's your name at the jail, please? What's your middle name? You had a felony warrant for your arrest for criminal trespass in the second degree. That's a misdemeanor. A felony burglary in third degree and a misdemeanor theft charge. The case is from June 29th, 2025. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty, quash the warrant, let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear from the prosecutor regarding his bond recommendation. Mr. Terrace? Defense counsel? Mr. Campagna, your bond set at $2,500. No contact with the victim involved in this case. Legal Advocate Office is appointed as counsel. December 1st, 1:30 is your arraignment date. You also had a misdemeanor warrant for your arrest out of South Tucson Municipal Court for a charge of shoplifting from November 30th, 2024. I'm going to quash the warrant, release you. December 9th at 10 a.m. is your next court date in South Tucson. You also had a warrant for your arrest for criminal trespass in the third degree out of Tucson City Court. I'm going to quash the warrant, release you, set your next hearing date for December 19th at 9 a.m. I'm actually going to appoint a city public defender to represent you on that case. Your attorney from the city PDs will help you with your criminal trespass case. Thank you. You're excused. What is your full name, sir? Mr. Are you Johnny Otis Jose? Are you a junior? All right, looks like you got picked up new charges of aggravated assault and armed robbery. And that is from today's date. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. You also had a felony warrant for your arrest for a charge of criminal trespass in the first degree. That case is from October 13, 2025. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. For both cases, you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding his bond recommendation, then I'll hear from your attorney. Mr. Terrace? Defense counsel? Mr. Jose, on your criminal trespass warrant case, your bond is set at $5,000. No contact with the victim. Don't go back to the incident location. Legal Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your arraignment date is set for December 1st at 1:30 p.m. On your new charges, your bond is, you're going to be held without bond. The Legal Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. No contact with the victim. Don't go back to the incident location. December 1st at 1:30 is your preliminary hearing. Your attorney will be in touch with you. Thank you. December 1st. You had the same date. Huh, that's weird. Yep, same date, December 1st. How can that be possible? No bond hearing is supposed to be November 25th. The Spanish interpreter, you're excused. Sorry about that. He's excused. Thank you. Spanish interpreter, you're excused. I don't know if she can hear me. What is your full name, sir? You're charged with 2 counts of domestic violence, aggravated harassment. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. I have to let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation. Then I will hear from your attorney. Mr. Terrace? Defense counsel? Bond is set at $10,000. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent him. Mr. Wheeler, you cannot have any contact with the victim involved in this case. Don't call that person. Don't text the person. Don't social media the person. Do not go to where that person lives or works. Possess no firearms or weapons. Commit no further acts of domestic violence. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. December 1st, 1:30 is your preliminary hearing. You are excused. Thank you. Everyone's excused. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
We're already done. We're gonna choose Zoom. Oh, yeah, that's the one I set aside. Hey, Claire, so sorry about that. I set his paperwork aside. That's 1,000 on him. And our computer's down, so I'll get everything scanned over and she's back to the courthouse. All right, thanks. Have a good night. Bye. Does she have to sign any of your paperwork?
No, I sent through the.
That's nice. I hate when I miss a signature.
Did you miss one?
No, but I've done it twice. And after you do it like a couple times, you feel stupid enough that you won't miss it more.
It's hard to keep up with.
Yeah. Okay.